Am I the asshole for telling my fiancé that he is acting crazy? I'm getting married soon and I want to have my little sister as my junior bridesmaid. She is in love with princesses and anything princessy. She even has a very beautiful white princess dress that she has always wanted to wear. She asked me if she can wear it for my wedding and I said why not? Go ahead. She looked so happy and she has been very excited, especially because we let her buy high heels and my parents allowed her to wear makeup for my wedding. When my fiancé found out, he was against it. He argued that she shouldn't wear a white princess dress for our wedding and how it's inappropriate. I told him that I don't have a problem with it, and I don't think a kid is going to outshine me, and asked him if he is worried that she will outshine him. He called me ridiculous and said since my sister can wear that, then is it okay for his sisters to wear something like that? I told him that his sisters F23, F21 are a bit old for that, but sure, why not? I could use a good laugh at my wedding. I told him he is acting crazy and he called me an asshole and he thinks since it's our wedding, this should be our decision. Not the asshole. While he's also obviously allowed to make decisions with regards to the wedding, it's just plain weird that he thinks a 9-year-old and a 23-year-old wearing white to a wedding is equivalent. Especially if he thinks that a 9-year-old child will outshine him. Not the asshole. I'm confused. Maybe it's because I'm Italian. But doesn't the flower girl usually wear some sort of white or pastel frilly princess dress? I was my aunt's flower girl and she literally had a miniature version of her dress made for me. Puffier with a more childish neckline. I don't understand. This sounds more like my family versus your family vibes. Not the asshole. It's very common for children in the bridal party to wear white with an accent sash. Jewelry. In the bridesmaid's color. Postpone. You two are not communication skills. I was with NTA but then I read your comments and you don't seem to care what your fiancé thinks. At all. It's also his day. Saying you care more about your sister because you know her longer is really telling. You're marrying him and your sister shouldn't have more say in the wedding than him. Edit. You're the asshole to Esh. Not the asshole. Your sister is 9. A kid wearing a princess dress isn't going to ruin your wedding. Not the asshole. You have a great attitude about your wedding. Adults in kiddie princess dresses would be funny. Not the asshole. And I can't believe all the YTA in the comment. She's a child. She's not going to outshine anybody. And the fiancé sounds petty and a little stupid for how is whining about such a small issue. If he has such a low self-esteem that is afraid of being outshined by a 9-year-old. It's a far bigger problem than just whining. Traditionally flower girl dresses are white, so I really don't see his issue. Not the asshole. While she is a junior bridesmaid rather than a flower girl, it still is quite traditional for flower girls to wear white like the bride. And for a similar reason it symbolizes purity and sweetness. Everyone coos over them because they're children and adorable. His sisters are adults. And yet you still said yes. They could wear white to try to show him he's being ridiculous. Groomzilla. Even. Is this the first time he's thrown such a tantrum for not getting his way? Not the asshole. When I got married my niece was in a little white almost copy of my wedding dress. She looked so cute and everyone loved it. Well, you are a breath of fresh air in the wedding world. Very nice and laid back to go along with these suggestions. People will remember your wedding as fun and not stuffy and overwrought with nasty drama. I bet everyone has a blast. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. BC. I know for absolute facts because I spend too much time on this website, and not because I'm superior in any way. Just to be clear, that if OP was a bride taking issue with a child on her partner's side wearing a white dress, people would be telling her she was an immature brat who wasn't ready for marriage and not to be jealous of a literal child. Not the asshole. Boy. The people on this sub. He's a grown man having a pissy tantrum because a 9-year-old wants to wear a fancy dress. Does anyone really think he's making sense? OP said his sisters could be princesses too. She just wants everyone to feel good and have fun. I agree with people saying to call it off. But not because of OP. Because of the groom's pettiness. Not the asshole. These comments are wild. A grown man shouldn't have an opinion on what his underage niece will be wearing to a wedding. No. The bride shouldn't have a discussion about this. There's nothing to discuss. This is a non-issue that's been made into an issue by the groom. Not the asshole. Guys can be bridezillas too. Groomzilla. Not the asshole. I don't understand what his issue is. Do his sisters really want to wear white princess dresses or something? Wear a black dress and have everyone wear white. Problem solved. From your comments, you're the asshole. Your sister isn't getting married. You and your fiancé are. Yes. She should have a nice time. But it isn't her big day. The fact you're so dismissive of your partner's wasn't and preferences on both of your weddings is rude. Your sister is 9. She's old enough to understand that it isn't her big day. That she has to wear something else, etc. You're marrying your fiancé, not your sister. Not the asshole. The fact that the fiancé is jealous of a 9-year-old is weird to me. I can't blame you for questioning his irrationality. Not the asshole. And I'm really confused by everyone who thinks you are. I think it's awesome that you're letting your sister wear a dress she's excited about. She's 9. Why is your fiancé making it so deep? I hope you guys can talk it out and that he comes around. You guys are going to be the main attraction regardless of what anyone else is wearing. Not the asshole. Shush as a child, not a jealous wedding crasher. Not the asshole. And I consider this is a bit of a red flag. Does your fiancé normally have irrational control issues like this? Might be worth considering before you pull the trigger. She's 9 FFS. Sounds like he has some growing to do. Sue. Not the asshole. I read the comments on this post and expected your own replies to be heinous based on the way people were describing them. But they weren't at all. And why are people pretending the groom typically has a say over the bridal party dresses? Your fiancé is being controlling and jealous over a 9-year-old. If I were you and my fiancé had this reaction over my little sister, I'd strongly reconsider the engagement. You're the asshole. You don't care what your fiancé thinks with these comments. Since you are getting married. Advice I have been told. It's it too, yes, or a discussion until you can compromise. No sole person in a relationship gets to veto, or marriage builds resentment. Not the asshole. She's 9. No one will confuse her with you as the bride. The only reason it's taboo to wear white dresses at weddings as an adult is because it makes the guest look like they may be the bride and takes the focus away from her. He sounds like a groomzilla. I thought little girls in the wedding party were supposed to wear white, as no one thinks they're the bride. Not the asshole. Flower girls or junior bridesmaids often wear white.